So here we are once again, another test drive and another rainy day, hence why we're filming this bit indoors. As you can see behind me, we have Fendt's brand new 300 series tractor. Now the 300 series is made up of 3 models, the 310, the 311, 312 and 313. It's also available in 2 specification levels, the lower spec Power and higher spec Profi. Now for this test we've got the 312 Vario with about a rated horsepower of 120, max rated 129 horsepower, and it's in power specification. So before we crack on, let's see what updates have been made to the 300 series. Starting at the front end then, it is out with the old Deutz motor and in with the in-house engine from AGCO, which is the AGCO power unit, formerly known as Sisu. That is now dropped into a brand new half chassis, which runs from the transmission right to the front. That facilitates the ability now to have factory fitted integrated front links straight onto the chassis. It also allows the loader brackets to fit directly onto the chassis as well, which means you don't need extra bracing and things like that. Suspension wise, it's very similar to that used on the 500s and 700s Fendts, and is essentially, since its predecessor has now been uprated a little bit just to keep up with the extra operating capacity of the new 300 series. Now I'm sure you've already spotted it, one of the biggest changes to the new 300 series is the addition of a brand new cab. It was one of the major points of the 300 series that wanted addressing, and now it's got it. Right, first up then, a little bit of loader work to see what the 300 series is like in and out of buildings. Let's start with visibility. Now, visibility all around on the 300 is decent, particularly for loader work. This new large front windscreen, which curves over the front and over the top to some extent, really helps, especially when you're lifting the loader really high. I mean, it's not going to show too much on this particular task. Visibility down to the headstock of the loader, that's a little bit more tricky. I mean, it's kind of a common problem with most manufacturers these days, particularly as bonnet sizes get a lot bigger to handle all the extra cooling capacity and the clean-up. They've got quite bulgy and quite bulbous, so it is a bit more tricky to see down to the floor, especially when you're in confined spaces like this. It's even more trickier when you're trying to hook up to an attachment. There's really not much to have a look at, so it's a little bit more fly by the force. Loader control, well that's pretty simple. It's just this hydraulic crossgate lever down to my right. It's the same lever which is also used for a pair of spools at the rear, and it just requires a quick switch over to go from control of the spools at the rear to control of loader. Very simple. It's got a really good feel to it as well, because it's all direct control, it's mechanical. You really can feel what's going on with the loader, which is really good when it comes to sticky loads in the bucket. You can easily shake them off. Hydraulic response, well, it's got 110 litre per minute close centre load sensing pump, so it does mean hydraulic actions are super swift and super responsive. There is the option of a slightly lower spec twin pump, which gives about 84 litres per minute flow of oil combined, if you wanted something a little bit simpler, but I'd be tempted to go for this myself. As you can also see, because of the high capacity of the 110 litres per minute pump on this, it means engine RPM, when you're actually using the hydraulics, is kept really low. I mean, especially for short cycle times like this, just going from just into the shed and then just straight into the muck spreader here, you'll be lucky if you do top out at 1200 RPM, which, you know, it's got to be good for fuel consumption and wear and tear to some extent as well. In terms of the transmission mode I'm using for loader work, I've just selected foot pedal, dead easy, and then just using the left hand shuttle on the steering column. It's almost like driving a hydrostatic telehandler. Right, so you've done your yard work. Now time for a bit of field work, so let's see what this loader is like to take off. Now, while we're in the field, it's probably a good chance for me just to have a quick run through of a couple of bits I do like and don't like. First of all, what I really like is definitely just the finesse of the transmission and how the transmission talks to the engine. Really nice and responsive. I know this doesn't particularly show it off, but having driven it all week, it's proved a decent performer all round. A few niggles, of which there are always a few with any machine, and some of these are quite generic Fendt ones anyway. Cruise speed. To set that cruise speed, you have to go through the dash. It's a bit like the bigger tractors, you have to go through the terminal. Same with engine memory, have to go through the dash, set it up. Same with engine droop, have to go through the dash. Now the engine droop I can live with, you can just stick that in automatic and away you go, easy peasy. But speed cruise, I don't know why you just can't get up to a speed you want, press and hold, save it. Job is done, dead easy. Many other manufacturers do it that way as well. Same with engine memory, if you could just get the revs you want, press and hold, Bob's your uncle, dead easy. Now, one of the minor gripes I have with the spool levers is the fact that they're all blue, as in they're not colour coded to the corresponding spool valves at the back. Now the spool valves at the back are all colour coded. Now the knobs for locking off the spool levers are colour coded and correspond with the valves at the back, but the actual levers themselves aren't colour coded and they're not numbered, apart from this one here, it's got 3 and 4, but that doesn't say 3 and 4 at the back. So it's a little bit of guesswork to start with, but eventually you get used to it. Essentially the cross gate is the 2 double acting spools on the left, and these 2 levers are the 2 double acting spools on the right hand side. Engine transmission response and the communication between those 2 on the road and around the field, up and down these tracks. The response between the 2 of them, or transient response if we're going to be really technical about it, is good. You know, as soon as you give it a pedal input or a lever input, it's there. It's pretty decent, it's pretty snappy, it's pretty quick. So, the Fendt 312, what do we think? Well, I'm sure you'll agree, it does look the part. It's very well proportioned, very well finished off, and it just looks right. I mean, this cab is a slightly scaled down version than its bigger brothers, but it doesn't look massive, it doesn't look like it's wobbling on top of there at all. And the cab, well, we've got to say, it is the icing on the cake. It's a much needed improvement over its predecessor. It gives a lot more comfort, a lot better ergonomics, therefore resulting in a lot easier tractor to drive. Also got to say, general fit and finish of the tractor, excellent, second to none, very well refined. Same goes for the transmission, as we've already mentioned. The transmission engine, the Sisu motor in this, sorry, I call power, work very well together, very responsive, very smooth performer. As I've already said, a few niggles. You do have to do just a touch too many things through the dash. Just simple things that you wish you could access quickly, set up quickly and just crack on. That said, probably most of those functions, by the time you set them up, you'll probably just leave them set and forget sort of thing. Overall then, yeah, it's fair to say we like it a lot. Is it going to tempt people enough to buy it? I'll leave that one to you. Obviously, price, deal, dealership backup, always have a big impact on your buying decision. We can see it fitting well if you've already got a fleet of larger Fendts. You know, that'd be a nice little pup to add to the fleet. And as well, in this power bracket, 120, 130 horsepower, if you did fancy treating yourself to something, you know, with a little bit more sort of refinement, a little bit more comfort, then this machine is probably the one for you.